Man, we haven't read in so long! But you wouldn't know that because you're clicking autoplay to the next video. But yeah, it's been like, I don't know, a couple months or something. Well, it doesn't matter. We're back. And the thing was, I had recorded a bunch of chapters in a row and just threw them out there. You can tell by the shirt I wear how many I do in one sitting, but I think we left off somewhere. Okay, if we're talking about the Queen and Emily and all that, this looks like southern Germany, Bavaria, land of the good beer, Oktoberfest. Anyway, this is chapter 7, part 3, and it starts like this. If it's possible to wake up so hungry and feverish and hungover, as in, if it's possible to wake up nearly dead, then that's how I felt after falling on the ground from my top bunk in the morning. The shower seemed like a good idea, but the curtains had all been ripped up the night before by what seemed like a barbarian raid that had left a handful of unconscious bodies wrapped in one another's slime. I managed to avoid reviving anyone, brushed my teeth with someone else's toothpaste, and forwent the shower. Stepping back to the 40-person dorm, I caught Paul just as he was flipping past the centerfold of a smut magazine from his own top bunk. He was wearing the same Robin Hood getup from the day before. "Seems we're in the same room," I said. "You said the same thing last night, mate. How fares you?" "Not well," I said. "My head feels like it's been split in half by an axe. You?" Paul leaped off his bed in one bound. "I feel fantastic," he said. "And apologies for the hurt noggin there. John, our friend, as you will recall, smashed a bit of glass over it, as you don't recall." I rubbed the chichon throbbing atop my skull. "Oh, that's how I got that bump." Paul nodded, said, "Yes, quite. We were all legless. But, were we not, chap? It wasn't your fault. John was only trying to help you. You see, you had approached a girl, top skank, might I add, and you pulled John and me in, said the club was playing your jam, told us this one female was your jam too, and you approached her. Was Get Lucky playing? Righto. The force from the beginning. I know. Anyway, as I was saying, the tune jammed and you looked proper pumped, an Olympian of the pickup game. And you stepped right up to her and got men to move off to the side. You asked her out for a dance. You were arse over tits for her, truly." "What does that mean?" "That you wanted her, mate. Anyway, she took one good look at you and flat out laughed in your face. When you came back to us, we asked what had happened, and you said she didn't like your shoes." I think I remember. Indeed. As I was saying, you cursed yourself, cursed your flats for, quote, cramping you, and then you swore you'd never deny a barefooted man again. On and on you went, the man in Amsterdam. But none of us knew what you were saying. We figured you were well sauced from the drinking. Then you told us a Texan couldn't possibly drink too much. But John challenged you and said that if you drank any more beer, his potions wouldn't be able to save you from blacking out. So you asked him to help you, because most likely, and this ended up being true, you were going to black out. So naturally he smashed a bottle over your head. Huh? Okay, it did not shatter, but he did give you a real good whomp. Paul paused. That's not the full story. By the way, how are you doing? Did I ask? I told him I was all right, and that we should probably get going. Paul told me that the others had gone out for breakfast and that he was waiting for me, reading the smut magazine, because he needed a break from a heavy passage about a Junot novel he was traveling with. He said he had found the smut miraculously tucked between his bed full of bugs and the cracked wall. When we met Emily, John, Rick, and Alex, they had already devised a scheme to march to the Glockenspiel in town, where Emily knew of a beer garden she had visited on a family trip not too long ago. Off we ventured through the cobbled streets in search of cheer. And there's a little more to the chapter, but I'm gonna cut it right here. Basically, the boys get lost, and it's kind of wild. They all get mad. We start to see Rick and Mikhail tear apart the fabric of their relationship. But up to this point, it just seems like it's all alcohol-induced, and we have to keep reading to find out what really lies at the heart of their disenchantment. Toodaloo.